This is Carolina in the Morning on Fox Wilmington. Streaming live on foxwilmington.com.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us for Carolina in the Morning on Fox Wilmington. I'm Kim Ratcliffe.
And I'm Bob Bonner. Well, it has become one of the biggest things in our area. It's also one of the biggest triathlons in the entire world, and it is happening again this weekend in the Port City.
The Beach 2 Battleship Iron Triathlon is bringing thousands of people to our area, which means many of you are going to have to slow down and share the road. And we've got Carolina in the Morning Stacey Pinto joining us live right now. So, Stacey, what areas are people anticipating will be congested?
Good morning, Kim and Bob. Well, like you guys are saying, this is definitely a big event, and it's going to be stretching over 100 miles between all three events around our area. It's starting in Wrightsville Beach, and it's going to be ending in downtown Wilmington. So right off the bat, those are two major spots you guys are going to want to try to avoid on Saturday, because there's going to be a lot of participants in and out that area. Race officials are already asking people, if possible, to avoid going in and out of Wrightsville Beach from 5:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Likewise, if you have plans that are going to be taking you to Mayfair or maybe even the Porter's Neck area, expect delays, because those intersections in those areas are definitely going to be used by cyclists throughout the whole morning for their second leg of their race. And then another big tip to pass along, race officials are asking drivers to avoid the Isabel Holmes Bridge if possible and use the Cape Fear Memorial. Now, this is a big change from last year, because the Battleship is actually not going to be used in the race this year. Instead, the race is actually going to finish in downtown Wilmington at the Wilmington Convention Center. So last year, a lot of runners used both bridges going back and forth. So they're changing that, and they're actually going to be moving all the running portion just to downtown Wilmington. So definitely be mindful around the Greenfield Lake Park as well as Front Street, because there's going to be a lot of runners throughout all Saturday in those areas. So just drive slow and definitely be patient this weekend. Back to you.
All right, Stacey, sounds good. Your commute forecast, we give it a rating out of 10, 10 being ideal, perfect, if you will. And this morning is 10 out of 10. Mostly clear, cool and dry, your headliners. Next few hours, a mix of upper 50s and low 60s, and sunshine, well, that'll be in high supply. Sunrise in 14 minutes at 7:16. Here's a temperature scheme across the area right now. Still mostly low and mid 60s, officially in the Port City 64. 59 though for Lumberton, as we expected. A few 50s trying to mix in on the scheme, especially inland. All right, so we got the radar scan working for us this morning. It is not showing us any showers, and it will not as we go through the day. Rain chances near 0%, mostly sunny skies, comfortable humidity levels, light west breezes, and these highs in the 70s, all conspiring to produce just about a perfect fall forecast for your Wednesday. We've got more of it in your 7-day. Those details coming up.
All right, Gannon, well, many of you are still concerned about the road conditions that were flooded in our area. So we went ahead and sent some crews out to the Edgewater Club Road in the Porter's Neck area to see if a temporary one-lane gravel road is still helping. But the surface quickly breaks down, making it very difficult to drive on. That water is receding, but the road is still needed there. Now, the state DOT officials do plan to put out public safety officers on each side of the roadway just in case there is an emergency in that part of town. Another project is planned for later this year to help drainage in that specific area.
Well, happening today in Carolina Beach, town leaders will discuss what went wrong and what went right when they were dealing with the recent flooding there. Council members now looking at how to improve for a possible next time. And the assistant town manager says he feels like Carolina Beach handled the flooding well because of all of the preparations already in place due to an extremely high tide before those storms hit. After today's meeting, a plan of action will be developed and presented to council members. That's expected in the next couple of weeks. And also at Tuesday's meeting, the recent state of emergency at Carolina Beach officially came to an end. Yeah,
also during that meeting, council members voting unanimously to go on record opposing offshore drilling, and one person in town specifically involved in that. That would be Surfrider Foundation Chair Ethan Crouch, who says he has seen overwhelming community support for the resolution. He tells us that offshore drilling and seismic testing won't benefit us like the oil and gas industry promises. And both, they're very risky. Carolina Beach has already officially opposed that seismic testing. The beach town also taking steps to help save marine mammals killed by plastic bags. Carolina Beach's Plastic Bag Committee giving a presentation Tuesday night about the bag's danger to the environment. They presented several options, including bans on the bags. Now, members of the committee say plastic bags are just not biodegradable and kill more than 100,000 marine mammals each year. The The council invited the committee to a staff meeting to discuss which plans it should actually accept.
Well, this week, marine biotechnology leaders from more than 17 countries are right here in Wilmington. The BioMarine Business Convention provides scientists and business executives a chance to invest in products and hear from others about the latest research dealing in biotechnology. This is the first time they're actually meeting in the United States. Officials say Wilmington was picked because of its strengths in marine biotechnology. You may not have to worry about where you're going to skin the next deer you shoot. Pender County Commissioners met Tuesday night and decided not to change an ordinance in the town of Burgaw that allows residents to skin and butcher animals inside town limits. Commissioners say they jumped to conclusions after an isolated incident. It involves someone complaining about their neighbor building a rack to skin deer in their yard.
A mission trip ending in tragedy. A missionary with ties to Duplin County losing her life while working to improve the lives of others. Roberta Edwards was attacked and killed while sitting in her car in Haiti. She had worked in the country for several years at the Tennessee-based church. Now her mother, Laura, still lives in Wallace. Jordan Hall has more on her church's loss.
We cannot measure all of the lives that she's touched or all of the ways that she'll be missed.
An undescribable tragedy thousands of miles away, hitting close to home for a West Tennessee community and church.
There are thousands of people today who know Roberta and have appreciated her work, who are touched and tearful and prayerful.
Roberta Edwards, overseen by the Estes Church of Christ, was on a mission in Haiti, where she was killed Saturday night by a group of gunmen.
There's been more than once over the years that heartbreaking things have happened in our mission work, and this is the most heartbreaking that we can imagine.
Edwards was the director at Sunlight Children's Home in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, a place where she was called Mom by 20 foster children.
The strength of her personality, the strength of her will, and her faith produced in her a person who was willing to keep going when other people would have quit a long time ago.
Edwards also ran a nutritional center, feeding 160 children 2 meals a day, 5 days a week in Haiti. Estes Church of Christ minister Dr. Jesse Robertson knew Edwards for more than 15 years, where he was able to watch Edwards capture the impossible.
She would accomplish things that you didn't think could be accomplished just out of sheer will. And she had faith that God would help her. She would start into things that she didn't know how she was going to accomplish them, but she trusted that the Lord would provide.
And as they continue to grieve, a congregation will honor Edwards through the powers she demonstrated.
Our intent is to not let evil win, not to let Satan win, but to continue the work of the kingdom of God, because that's exactly what this is. It's that kind of battle.
All right, about 8 minutes after the top of the hour right now, I'll give you a quick look at your first alert traffic here. Give you a look right now. This is Eastwood and Cavalier. Things looking good there. Maybe a little bit hazy condition right now. You can see a lot of headlights on. Little filmy look to the air right now, but traffic moving right there. Also a look at the Martin Luther King Isabel Holmes Bridge area of town. Traffic looking good there as well. A little lighter volume at this part of town, but the good news is all traffic flowing. No slowdowns reported by the 911 Twitter feed as we're just after 7 o'clock on this Wednesday morning.